Welcome back to Duckman Cycles and VW Garage. I'm your host, the Duckman. Yeah, you can tell, obviously, my laugher isn't quite working as well as it should because I'm still battling with this allergies crap. And it seems like Benadryl and decongestants and stuff don't seem to do me much good. Behind me is my 1956 Volkswagen Beetle, also known as Eleanore. That's right, hurricane damage, 6 feet of seawater, completely ruined, chop top now, best car I could build from what I had. And I'm really overjoyed with this car. I'm really happy. And you guys hear me say it all the time, but I mean, every time I look at this car and I look at that big booty on this girl and I realize she's mine and I made her that way, the more I love this car. I mean, every day I see this car, I fall in love with her more. So, what we've got here is we've got these rear hatches. And between the two of them, we need to make one good one. And they're both in some pretty sorry-ass shape. Okay, but before we get to any of that, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe. Pluck that little dingle bell you see down there next to the subscribe button. That way you get updates every time I upload a video. And don't forget to check out Duckman Cycles VW Garage up on the Facebook group page. If you'd like to email me, hit me up at duckmancycles@duckshit.net. And lastly, if you're interested in my midday Q&A videos where I talk about these projects and some of the things that I'm doing with them, you might want to go subscribe to my other channel, VV the Duck VV. That's right, VV the Duck VV. Over there, I've been just about daily putting up midday Q&A videos where I answer your questions. So if there's something you guys want to ask it down below, and I'll try to follow up with a video over my other channel. Trying to do a lot less of the this kind of stuff for this channel and show a lot more tech, but at this point I've already talked too much in this video. So thanks guys for watching. We'll be back in a minute right after that intro. Boom! Okay, inside here you can see the hatch, and you can see what the acid did to it. If you remember, I said it was going to turn it gray, and that's exactly what it did. It removed all the rust that was on it, and it made everything a somewhat uniform color. And you can see right along here right now all of the corrugations, which to me look quite factory. Some of them are a little wobbly or a little misshapen, but there still needs a little bit of grinding. And then there's a couple places where some of the welds actually crumbled and fell through, so I'll need to fix that hole here and that hole over here that I demonstrated in the video the other day where there's a little soft piece of metal that was under there. I'm going to need to fill that up too. There's a few other pinholes that popped up. I'll address them, and on the left hand side over here I also need to weld in that strip still. But before we get to any of that, I'm tired of working on the inside of this car because there's just not a whole lot of room and I don't like the acoustics. That stuff is of course going to change when I get in here and I start running some sound deadening mat around the inside of the car. It won't ring like a bell quite like it does. And that's just, it's hard for my little ears. Really hard for my little ears. That's what you want to see on the inside. I think it turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty good, so I'm going to leave that alone. We'll come back to that in a couple days. But meanwhile, we're going to be working on the hatch. Okay, let's set up this camera here on the tripod so you guys can see what I'm working on. Okay, let's get a look at these hatches here. This is the one that you've seen me put in the car a bunch of times. This is the one I used to take all the measurements and do the adjustments with. And this one has that big hole right here that needs to be fixed. Every corner has... Well, actually, I thought that was a rust hole. I guess it's not. That's actually part of the stamping. It's just a little notch in there. Now that I'm looking at it more closely, no, that's actually factory. I thought that was a rust hole. Okay. That side of the hatch actually looks pretty good. Yeah, that's actually doable, but this side is all messed up right along this edge here. I mean, totally messed up. The hinge is all screwed up. This corner looks pretty good, but this corner, not very good at all. And overall, it looks like it's just a whole lot of surface rust on the rest of it. Probably hitting it with the good old wire brush and some phosphoric acid will clean that up pretty well. Now I have this second hatch here. This one has just been really dirty, so I haven't really done a whole lot with it. I didn't want it inside the car. I didn't want to handle it because it's filthy. In fact, I don't even know what's on it. There's something attached to it. I thought it was like rust bubbles. It looks like it might be dirt or maybe a fungus or something. I don't know. It's pretty nasty, whatever it is. It's cleaning off pretty easily though, but I probably should set up my fan so I don't inhale any of that crap. But This corner, which is the one that's all rotted out on here, actually is in much better shape. Much better shape. We still got our padding on the inside here, which I actually have a couple pieces of padding here. And our friend Wild Bill, if you've been watching my videos over on VV the Duck VV, you will remember that he had the fire in his bus, and it burned right through his insulation. So because I have a couple hatches, it means I have a couple pieces of insulation. Why can't I get this thing out of here? There it is. So anyway, one of these pieces of insulation is actually going to go to him. He was concerned as to where he was going to find some. You know, none of concern when you have a duck man around. Let's see what we got on the inside of this here. And these usually look pretty good on the inside. This one's no different. It's still got original OEM paint on it. Still in pretty good shape. Let's see what this inside corner here looks like. This was a concern to me. Well, you know what? I think we're going to make an attempt to clean all this stuff off, because if all that crap cleans up, this actually might be the better of the two hatches to use. I wonder if these turn. Nope, that one doesn't want to. It's twisting up. Okay. Oh, that one moved. How about this side? Yeah. No, that's not going anywhere. Oh, my phone's ringing. Let's go find out what kind of wonky person's calling me. Well, I'm really not sure what this is. I mean, it looks like rust, but it feels like clay. I mean, I guess it could be clay. It comes off pretty easy, and it breaks up into, like, dirt. I mean, it might be clay, but it certainly is a rust color, but, you know, clay is rusty color. Just clean all this off. This might actually be the hatch to use here. I'm going to have to free up the latch on that side, though. Yeah, I think this one's going to have a lot less repair required on it. This is the one that I'm probably going to want to use. Yeah, I thought that stuff was like rust bubbles. Alright, well, I'm going to go and continue to scrub away at this thing and get it nice and clean. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, gotta say, Wire Brush did a pretty good job cleaning up the two of them. Okay, the one that I had been using that had the hole in it has a really bad damaged corner on the left-hand side here. And the one that I was looking at here has a really bad damaged corner on the right-hand side. And a whole bunch of holes on the right-hand side. This hole is also on the left-hand side here. The only hole I see on the left-hand side of that is one here. Flipping this over, we're also looking at more holes on the right-hand side over there. And this one doesn't have any holes on the underside. So that's kind of a good thing. But between the two of these lids here, the easiest way for me to rectify the situation is actually only to make one cut. Cut it right down the middle. Both of them, and then switch sides. So I'll take this good side, I'll take this good side, I'll make one good lid. That couldn't have worked out any better. One cut eliminates all the rust holes. What the hell are the chances of that? I mean, anywhere on this car, this body, where are you ever going to have one cut that takes care of everything? Got to figure out the best way to cut it now. The good thing is once they're cut into halves, I can actually take the halves and throw them into the sandblaster too, just the same. Although this lid actually does fit in a sandblaster hole, it's just going to be really hard to flip it over. But you can open a door, flip it over, and then put it back in. But yeah, it will fit in a sandblaster, but 2 smaller pieces will be a whole lot easier to work with. Yep, so I think this is the keeper, this side's the keeper, that's scrap, that's scrap. Who knows, I might even weld them back together and I could sell them to somebody for 20 bucks. Yep, that's going to work out good. That's also where that busted hinge is on that left side, which we're going to replace. Alright, I'm feeling a little ambitious. Maybe I should start making some cuts. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's not a live video, so that didn't do a whole lot of good. Oh, I'm absolutely delirious here. I can't breathe. Oh, shortage of oxygen sure makes you act a little wonky. Using a straight edge here, I went right up to both of them and drew my cut line. That's where we're going to be slicing through. Now I got to figure out the best way that I want to do this. I could probably hit it with a Sawzall. I think that'll make an adequate cut. When I weld these 2 back together, I can actually drop them down into the hatch area, and that'll hold it together as a template. And I should be able to do my welding in there, keep everything nice and straight. Yeah, I'm thinking probably a Sawzall will work just fine. You know what else I've got? You guys will love this. When I split Eleanore across the center of the roof, this was the tool that I used, and I think it'll make a really nice straight cut for this too, just the same. Now, when was the last time you seen somebody use a skill saw for cutting up a car? Yeah, I just happened to have the right blade. I got it on a trade. Some lady was selling a bunch of tools when she threw her husband out, and I bought a bunch of tools, and that was in the batch. And when I saw the blade, I'm like, wait a minute, it looks like it's the right size, and like it has the right arbor size for my skill saw. And sure enough, it did. But that nice big blade will make a nice straight cut through here. Okay, it looks like we're starting to lose our daylight out here, so let's go ahead and work a little more quickly. Alright, see the piece with the X on it, and this is the piece with the hole. This is the one we were using the other day inside the car. This is the piece we don't need. Throw it away. Now, we've got our replacement hatch over here. This is the one with all the pock marks on it. This is the side with the X. It has all the rust damage in the holes. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now we've got our 2 good pieces that have no holes. Well, exception. One little pinhole over here that I have to fix. So I weld one seam, and I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I actually cut them deliberately just a little bit long, so that way I could clean up this line. I knew it wasn't going to cut absolutely straight, so it gives me the ability to clean it up. Okay, they should weld together without too much of a problem. I didn't think to check the inside contours to make sure that they had exactly the same design. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be okay. I think that's going to be great. Two different colors, kind of weird. None of that's going to matter anyway once Earl gets it painted. So, let's go ahead and take these two pieces and go set them inside the car, inside the flange, and see exactly how they fit and what they look like. Okay, there's our flange opening, and here's our right-hand side. Put that right up there, and we got our lefty. And actually, they have an awful lot of play left to right. And that's kind of a good thing. I can actually go with that, which means that when I clean up this section here in the center, I don't have to take out a whole lot of it to make it fit. It's actually going to drop right in. Well, that's good. That's really good. Okay, I'm happy with that. This latch, of course, is screwed up, so I'm going to disassemble that and fix it. Take this one apart also and throw all these parts in the bin. And then we're going to start sandblasting this thing starting tomorrow. Once we've got that all cleaned up and it looks nice, then we'll start doing our welding and fitment inside of here. Put our latches back together, and I don't know, maybe we'll throw a coat of primer or something on it. This doesn't need to get too awfully fancy. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit and functional. Well, I think that's where we're going to wrap up the video today, so thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please click the likey button. Please leave a comment down below. Please subscribe. Pluck the dingle belly that you see down there next to the subscribe button, and we get updates every time I upload a new video. If you want to ask me a question, any sort of question, ask it down below in the comments. If you'd like to email me personally at duckmancycles@duckshit.net. Check out Duckman Cycles and VW Garage up on the Facebook group page. And as always, if you want to check out my midday videos, if you want to check out my midday Q&A videos, you got to go over to VV the Duck VV and click the subscribe button. I'm going to talk about Volkswagens, the Doodle Bastard, you know, things that go on in my general life. Anything that people ask me, that's probably a good place I'm going to carry on about it. And do a lot less talk and a lot more tech over here on Duckman Cycles. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow.